Believe it or not, Americans agree on more than you might think. Across the political spectrum, folks are less divided than it appears. This doesn't mean we're all moderates. Many people have strong views. That's what democracy is about. But things get tricky when strong views tip into extremism. When researchers look at extremism, they see four distinct features: psychological distress, cognitive simplicity, overconfidence, and intolerance. Think of how anxious you felt during a rough and challenging time. To alleviate psychological distress, sometimes people can overcomplicate simple matters or simplify complex ones. They might lock into that cognitive simplicity to the point of overconfidence. This becomes an all-encompassing relief for their distress. Once overconfidence is taken over, people can become angry and intolerant. Extremism is when people polarize into ideological outlooks and strongly identify with those beliefs. Extremism isn't necessarily a bad thing. Civil rights and women's suffrage were once considered extreme positions. We find trouble when the extremism escalates. We trust each other less, finding it more challenging to reach a consensus, and fear takes over. So how can you approach someone who's tipping into the angry, intolerant kind of extremism? Contradicting this person won't change their mind, and correcting only attacks something deeply important to them. It'll usually just prompt them to enlighten you with their facts. Conversations with extremists, especially those in your own life, can be challenging. Let's say your coworker doubts the moon landing. Try approaching them with a friendly analogy. You know how people find a way even when things seem impossible? Maybe there's more to it than we realize. This maintains rapport while gently introducing a different perspective. Plan ahead if you know these conversations will arise at something like a family event. Listen hard during the conversation and consider how this person sees themselves. Ask questions focusing on incongruence, looking for the difference between how they view themselves and what they're advocating. Over time, you can help them find answers and walk away from extremism on their own. To navigate these conversations, pay attention to examples that reinforce overconfidence and look for opportunities to infuse new facts into their thinking without demeaning the person. This strategy will take time. You probably won't progress much in one or two conversations. So challenge yourself to keep listening and engaging to maintain a good relationship. Consider a few tips when navigating these conversations. Facts only matter if you help the person accept those facts. You can't shame someone out of their beliefs. Focus on the point between overconfidence and incongruence. And finally, don't give up. Remember, this is challenging. The most important thing is to focus on understanding and acceptance. Change doesn't happen in one conversation. Perseverance is key. With time and effort, we can get back to the conversations that matter.